Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Two of Swords. Feels sort of like a negotiation to me. And I kind of wonder if this is you being a very good listener. This is you being very fair, I think, right? You're somebody that is willing to listen to all sides of the story before you make your decision. You know, you're one that really, I feel with this card that you're someone who isn't going to overreact to a situation until all the data's in. You know, it's kind of like, I'm not going to freak out now because I don't know everything. I don't have all the details yet, right? So I feel that there's a certain calm in you. Even if there's something major going on, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it until I have a reason to worry about it. You know, so I feel like you're very fortified mentally. Okay. Some of us, we get one little grain of sand in the oyster and we start freaking out. But you, I think it's just like, well, I'm gonna keep my eye on it, but I don't need to do anything. I don't need to freak out. I don't need to start getting stressed. I don't need to start the worry, right? I want to be vigilant. I want to be mindful, yes. But I don't want to freak out, right? And even if it was something that needs a reaction, I don't feel like you have that freak out kind of energy anyway in you. That you're going to react to something in a calm, assertive, and very mindful manner. You're going to get stuff done. But it's kind of like you're trying to preserve your own peace of mind at the same time. Okay? Let's see what energy this is going to meet up with, right? Let's see what the other circumstances are for you. Okay, we're going to put this into some context. Got an ace. There we go, an ace of pentacles. And of course, the 4 plus the ace equals the 5. So something is going on. All right, you might be beginning a new path. This might be sort of you getting ready to take the next step of the path. And it's kind of like you're not freaking out. You're the person who can be in the middle of an emergency, and everybody else may be running around screaming, and you're just going to sip your tea and be like, I'm watching what's going on. I don't need to react yet. You know, you sort of, I don't know, you've got that weird calmness about you. But let's keep going. I like that Ace of Pentacles. Moon card, a little bit of uncertainty, right? A little bit of a darkness, a little bit of a dark, scary forest, you know. But we've got the High Priestess. We've got the Empress. And we've got the Ace. Wow, the Ace. See, we have the 4 plus the Ace equals the 5 plus the Ace equals, what is it, 6, right? My math is right. I'm bad at math. Yeah, 6, right? So in other words, you have this calmness about you. There is a situation emerging in front of you. You're going to respond, take care of it. It's going to be beautiful. No skin off your back, right? No wasted effort, no wasted energy. Everything seems sort of economical. Everything seems calm. It all seems like it's a matter of course for you. I think you're the person that everybody wants to be next to if there's a disaster. If there's something going on in life, you're the one that can keep their cool, do the right thing, and fix it, create this beautiful 6, harmony, right? Beauty of the number 6 is all about the beauty and the harmony of something. So you have your cup of tea, and there's something wild and crazy going on around you, and you just do one little thing, you fix it, and you didn't even spill your tea, right? That's a calm confidence to me. That's some awesome energy, I gotta tell you. What we have over here is a 10 of Wands. We have a Queen of Swords. We have the Hanged Man and a 2 of Pentacles. So you're able to make these really, I think, perfect decisions right now. But I think your life is changing. Okay, I think that you're creating a life that is going to be more abundant, more profitable. It's going to feel better, right? It's going to feel better because it is better. And so you're not worried about the 5 of Swords. In fact, you're not getting stressed out about it because you're able to, if you're in this calm state, right? Something comes in to worry you, you immediately can take care of it. You're handling your business in sort of real time. And you're not spilling your coffee or your tea or dropping your ice cream cone. Okay? And to me, this is nice. This is really perfect. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob. Don't forget, Taurus, you are magic. Now, we're not going to look at that card, the mystery card, until the very end. It will give us the confirmation and the conclusion that we need. At the end of the reading, it'll wrap everything up nicely. All right. But if you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together, right? Let's make it a group effort. Let's make it more interactive. Let's exercise our intuition. Let's look around the room, too. Four major arcana energies. And I feel that, the High Priestess and the Hanged Man are they look like opposite sides of the same coin, don't they? When we take these two cards, they sort of are mirror images of each other. And I was this many years old when I realized this, right? That they are sort of mirror images of each other. And to me, it kind of feels that like maybe with the Hanged Man, maybe we have a little bit of doubt or pessimism, and we kind of feel like this is either going to be the absolute worst thing, the miserable. It's kind of like, it feels like it's a life and death situation, but we've got this trust in spirit, this intuition, this sort of divine guidance that says it's going to be okay, right? And so between these two cards, and then everything we talked about with your calmness and your mindfulness, and you're not spilling your tea or dropping your ice cream cone, it feels like you know the gravity of this situation. You know that the Hanged Man could be really just, suffering across the board, loss of everything, right? And that we could find ourselves in a really, really terrible spot. But it's kind of like knowing that this is a very possible alternative doesn't disturb you. Okay, because I think that you have a confidence that comes from a higher place, and even when we link these two cards up, and then we start to feel that it's sort of like the absolute worst imaginable situation. It could very well be the absolute very best situation. So in other words, we're not trying to live in either of those extremes. Because once we start to think that everything is going to be perfect, then we get a little Hanged Man. If we have this idea, if we're this sort of, the pessimist, right? Everything's going to be absolutely disastrous and just terrible. It's not going to be so bad, And so we also don't know that something that may seem terrible may not be all that terrible for us. Okay. So anyway, just wanted to point out that these two cards are kind of mirror images of each other, and in some ways they're the same. Okay, because the High Priestess is about receiving the divine light, receiving the sort of guidance, the download from Spirit, right? Receiving the messages, through the intuition and being guided in that way. And in some ways we look at these cards, and I kind of want to put them upside down in a way, because I feel that when we get that intuition, when we get that download from Spirit, the Hanged Man then is invoked, and we trust fall, we receive it. Right? That we're going with the flow. That not only are we receiving the message from the divine, but we're sort of surrendering to it. Right? And I think in that way, it has to be two sides of the same coin too. It's not enough to just to receive the message from Spirit. Well, we've got to put it into action. We've got to obey it. We've got to surrender to it. We've got to trust in it. We've got to yield to it. And that becomes then, our choice of action. We could receive this message from Spirit and we can do the exact opposite, or we could receive this message from Spirit and we can sort of go with that flow. Okay? And I think that's kind of, that's the type of energy that you're in, and I think Spirit is very much encouraging that. That you have this intuition, you're being told to trust in it. And don't try to fight against that current, okay? Because I think you're being brought, that current, that river flow is bringing you to this Empress energy. But you got to make the right choices. And those choices are going to maybe seem counterintuitive sometimes. You got a little bit of fire energy over here. We've got the, even the Empress and the Moon card are a little bit two sides of the same coin. Now, they don't quite fit together the same way that the High Priestess and the Hanged Man do. They don't flow into each other the way these cards do. But if the Empress is that lush, green, verdant, full of life kind of paradise, utopia, the sort of, the dream come true, the best life that we could imagine, right? The abundance and all of this stuff. The Moon card is not so much the opposite of that, but the absence of that. We can't see that. And so that's another area in your life, another sort of message, I guess, that says you got to trust that it's there. Because when we're in this Moon card energy, it's dark. You're going through a process right now where you can't see the other side of it. It kind of feels as if Spirit is showing you or telling you, or that download that you're getting is saying, hey, this is going to be the Empress status. This is going to be your best life. This is going to be all abundance and love and pleasure and healing and beauty, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful, right? You're going to have to trust that this is true and this is real because of this Moon card inside of you that says, that's what Spirit's telling me, but I don't see it for myself yet. And that's where the Hanged Man comes in. We're just sort of closing our eyes and we're doing that trust fall with the universe. I'm not going to do it now because there's no one to catch me. The wall will catch me. And that's sort of the message here, that you're being kind of promised that, hey, good things are on the other side of this doorway. You've just got to trust it, believe in it, even though you can't see it with your own eyes, okay? And that's why I think we have the sort of the juxtaposition, really, even the contention between these two cards. And getting that intuition, getting that message from Spirit requires that you then sort of lean into it, that you do that trust fall with it. And if this is what Spirit's showing you is on the other side of this big situation that you're in, or this big move you're making, or this new beginning, or whatever this ace is, you're going to have to just sort of believe that it's there until the light dawns. And now this is that Moon card. And right now it seems like a dark doorway. It is just black. You can't see what's out there, right? Pitch black, right? It's kind of the way I feel in the studio. I got these lights shining in my face. If I try to look at my walls, they just seem like an abyss. I got black soundproofing on my walls, right? One of these days I'll give everybody a little tour. But when I look at my door to the studio, it just seems like a black void. I don't know what's over there. I'm assuming it's my family. It's lunch after I'm done working. It's beauty. Nature's out there, right? The Empress energy is out there. But from where I am now, I can't see it. But I know that eventually I will see it. See, that sun is down there at the bottom of this card. It's showing that you'll get the confirmation, right? That you're not going to be sort of blind forever, that as you move forward in this, it will be revealed to you. So there's also a confidence or a trust within this card that says, I may not see anything now, but I will. I will. And I hope, I pray that it is what I'm being promised. Okay? So, I don't know what situation you're in, if this is a relationship situation or a business situation or a life situation where you're sort of being promised something unbelievably great, right? You're being promised this huge, huge win with this Empress energy. And you're just saying, all right, I'm gonna trust you, but I'll know if you're lying to me, right? Eventually I'll get there, and if it's not what you promised, I'm gonna be mad, you know? And so I feel like that's what's going on. And I don't know who it involves, if it's a coworker or a boss, if it's just life itself, if it's a partner or a prospective partner or a romantic thing, whatever it is. I feel like you are being asked to trust in a future that you cannot yet see. Yeah. But you do quite well in those situations. So again, we've got that Four of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. You're being asked to do something kind of new, to step out on a new, unknown, sort of dark, scary path, and you're just like, yeah, sure, okay. I'm not even gonna drop my ice cream cone. Okay, and I think that there is a certainty, there is a clarity in you that is sort of trusting what your intuition tells you, right? Because this Ace of Swords is the antenna that you need on top of your head, right? This is kind of like we got it up here. And that's allowing us to receive the information coming from Spirit. That's allowing you or sort of turning off the chatter of the mind, right? The Ace of Swords is a very clear-headed card. You know, we've sort of emptied our mind so that we could receive the divine guidance. Yeah. And it makes sense that we don't have any other swords cards here, really. We have this one, which is showing your ability to control your thoughts, I feel like, you know? Especially when something new comes along where there's some sort of change happening, whether it's positive or negative, it's change. And change is always a step into the unknown. It is us gazing into the void, right? Because we're right at the cutting edge of the universe there, you know? Right at the frontier of reality. So it's always a step into the unknown, a step into the void, right? Whatever this ace is, it's a disturbance in the sort of equilibrium, the homeostasis of the universe. There's now a surge of energy somewhere, and I think you're able to calmly sort of close your eyes and sort of meditate and clear your mind and receive the guidance that you need. Okay. So anyway, we have our major arcana. We've got a little bit of fire over here, which is interesting as your general energy. We don't have any water. I feel like the water is all contained in this Empress card, because this is that paradise, right? Where all rivers are flowing, all wells have spring water in them. Like everything is pure and delicious and beautiful. It's that, what is it? The Big Rock Candy Mountain, right? This is it. This is that place, where all the, all the cops have wooden legs or something like that, right? I can't remember the rest of that song, but you know what I'm talking about. This is that land, okay? This is that place. This is that state. So I think all the water energy is contained in here. And it's sort of like, yeah, that's where I'm going. That's where I want to go. And so if Spirit is telling you that this is the right move to get there, you're going to do it. And if somebody in your life is saying, hey, this is going to work, let's do it together, let's be, you're saying, yeah, I'm willing to give it a shot. I can't see it for myself yet, but I will. Well, you'll get confirmation at some point, okay? This could be the very biggest win of your life. This could be where all the treasure's buried, You might as well. You're just like, okay, yeah, let's go. You still got your ice cream cone. So we don't have any water, but we do have air, and air. And of course, we've got our earth our earth energy here, step 1 sort of and step 2, right? I feel like this is the opportunity, because this is the ace is sort of it verges on the nothingness, right? The ace or the 1 is very close to 0, and it's sort of half 0 and it's half 1. It's got 1 foot in manifestation, 1 foot out. So this is kind of like the opportunity itself. This is where you're sort of at the doorway of the path. You're at the doorway of that dark, scary forest, the unknown, the void, right? Whatever's beyond the camera and the lights. Beyond what you can see is the idea. And so it doesn't yet represent movement on the path, but it represents, we're sort of taking 1 step onto it. We still have 1 foot back in the safe area, you know, and we're about to begin. Yeah. So it's sort of the portal, the opening. It's you're taking that first step in there. We don't know what it's going to be like. We don't know what decisions we're going to have to make and what dangers await us in this wilderness. Yeah. But we're doing it anyway because we've got courage, right? So, very, very good stuff here. We're going to talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost anything, helps the channel. I also have another channel where I read some bedtime stories. That's Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories here on YouTube. So go sub that channel, check out some of the stories. I'm hoping to have a wide variety of fun things that I can read to you, 1 or 2 a week. You know, I'm going to try to put more attention into that channel, you know. Anyway, your general energy is this 10 of Wands. I always want to call it a 2 of Wands, right? Because I see the 2 against the world. And so I feel like this is something or someone in your life that is kind of offering you a path toward that big rock candy mountain that maybe feels too good to be true, but we're willing to do it anyway. But it's kind of like, you're coming with me. You know, I'll go into this dark, scary forest and I'll look for the treasure, but you're coming with me. Yeah. So I feel that this is something to do with, and not so much like a team effort necessarily, but I feel that there's a sense of partnership. Now, I don't know if you actually have someone with you or if it's kind of a spiritual energy, right? It may be a guardian angel, a spirit guide. It may be an ancestor or something, because I feel that there is a strong connection to the spiritual realm, to the so-called other side with you, okay? And I feel that maybe that's a big sort of, your teammate, you know, your partner here. Might be spirit, might be that kind of energy, okay? It could be that you're doing this literally with another person. I don't quite feel that unless maybe they're a Gemini, but maybe not, okay? We do have some Gemini energy in your midst, though, okay? But we'll talk about that in a second. The 10 of Wands here is the idea that this is sort of all on your shoulders, but there is something supporting you. And I feel like it is that energy, that spiritual energy, or that spiritual entity that is supporting you and sort of allowing you to find your reserves of strength to push through this, right? It's sort of like you're preparing for a very arduous journey through this dark, scary forest to the big rock candy mountain. You're not deluding yourself into thinking that it's going to be a hop, skip, and a jump right over here. So in other words, if there is that sort of, whatever this big thing is that's happening, yes, you're not dropping your ice cream or whatever, and it's like you are sitting there having your tea and eating your sandwich while there's this big thing going on, and everybody's like running around crazy, and they're like, hey, how come you're not freaking out? And you're just saying, it's not time to freak out yet, And then once it is time, once spirit sort of tells you, your intuition tells you, whatever, however it works for you, you activate full throttle, superhero mode, right? It's just something you say, oh, all right, I guess I'll get up and take care of things. And then you get up and you're just 1,000% strength and power. And you're able to turn it on, just like that, and save the day, take care of things, and you're right back to your, ice cream cone or whatever you're eating, whatever you like to have during the day. Okay. And so this is, this is sort of all the fire energy. This is the only fire card we have, but it's all the fire, right? So it's your ability to go from, 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 if you're talking kilometers, 0 to 100 like that. You give everything the proper amount of effort in a big burst, and it's sort of it's almost like that high intensity interval training. Only there's just one interval, and that's all it takes. So there's not a lot of wasted effort. It's a controlled burn for a certain amount of time, and then you shut the engines off, and the momentum takes you the rest of the way. So I feel like you have a big control over your effort, and that's kind of a Taurus trait, I think, right? Because Taurus is sort of that slow, steady, powerful sort of thing. But I feel as if it's a preservation of energy, right? That Taurus, it is kind of known for being a little bit slow to arousal, right? Slow to sort of wake up and deal with what's going on. I don't think that's it. I don't think you're slow by any means. I think you just don't overreact. You don't put forth the fire energy until it's needed, until it's really called for. And then when you do, it's this wave of powerful energy. Yeah. And so I feel that's kind of what you need right now, right? Whatever this thing is, but it feels like you're prepared for the arduous journey. I don't think that it's really going to be, I don't think it's going to take that long. Whatever this opportunity is or whatever this situation is, I feel like you're going to get up at the right time, you're going to put in the right amount of effort, and you're going to reach your destination very quickly. Okay. We do have some Gemini energy in your environment. Now, this is a Queen of Swords. It's a Gemini energy. I feel like this is someone you know. I feel like this is someone that you can't always trust, right? And I don't know that they're actually a Gemini person. I'm not saying anything disparaging about Gemini. In fact, I'm going to do their reading next. We'll see if they then come back to your reading here. Maybe you should watch the Gemini reading that's coming next. Okay. But I feel like this is someone that this is somebody that maybe is involved in this with you, or is the one that's sort of making these promises, or say, hey, I've got this great idea. Hey, I know where the treasure's buried. Hey, I know where the entrance to Big Rock Candy Mountain is. And you're just like, okay. All right. We'll go check it out. You're not putting all of your eggs in that basket. I mean, you're giving it all of your energy. You're putting in all of your effort, yes. But you still have this little bit of suspicion, this little bit, like I said, with the sort of hanged man and the high priestess energy. It's like you still know that this could be a complete failure. There's always that possibility. I don't care who you are, what you're doing. There's always an awareness that things may not work out the way we intend them to. No matter how prepared we are, no matter how perfect everything is, the conditions could be absolutely perfectly ideal, perfectly controlled. There's no variables, but the same effort will lead to different results, right? It's sort of a chaos theory thing, I think. And it doesn't matter. And that's kind of, there is always that little, hint of chaos in everything. Even if everything is exactly the same, everything is exactly predictable and intentional and controlled and everything is optimized, things could still go sideways. And so you're going into this, yes, with full effort, full commitment, but then saying to yourself, like, okay, just keep in mind, Taurus, that this could be a disaster. Okay, and I think that gives you a way of dealing with things in a calm way. That's what helps you with that Four of Swords. Knowing that if something terrible happens, yeah, I figured it might. Doesn't surprise you, right? Doesn't surprise you. So I don't know who this person is, but I feel like that's some of your energy toward them. The Hanged Man, we talked about the Hanged Man. Your ability to just sort of go with the flow of this thing and give it your best shot. I think this is going to be the biggest win of your life. I think this is something that, maybe you've been searching for a long time. It's here. This is it. I really believe that this Empress energy is going to be on the other side of this doorway, the other side of this activity or this opportunity. And the Hanged Man is that trust fall with the universe. Saying, okay, I'm just going to lean into this and see where the current takes me. And even now with the 10 of Wands, I kind of feel like this is you getting in the boat and pushing off with the oar. But then the Hanged Man sort of becomes the other way around. It becomes, instead of fire, it becomes water, where it's just like, now I'm not rowing the boat. I had to get in the boat. I had to push the boat into the water. But now that I'm on the water, there's nothing for me to do but let the current take me. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me. But it feels like that first step, getting in the boat and pushing off the shore into the water, is the hardest part. Then it's just like smooth sailing. Then it's just kind of like Spirit's just going to guide the wind, the current's going to take you, and it's going to be great. The Two of Pentacles, though, I think is a big reminder that you got to keep your oar with you, because you're going to have to make some turns. Now, it's kind of like you're going down this river. You know where the river's going to take you, so essentially I don't have to do anything. But maybe there's going to be some rocks, right? Maybe there's a tree branch that sort of fell into the water a little bit. So you might want to do some turns. You might want to move a little bit. You're not, it's like you're not changing the destination, and you're not trying to go faster or slower to get to the destination. The current's taking you. You just want to get there sort of as safely as possible. You want to get there with as little sort of collateral damage as possible. So you got to sort of know what the next moves are and try to optimize your chances of getting there smoothly. Now, in every moment, there is this choice, left or right, black or white, up or down, right? Go or stay. And I think what you have to do really is choose the option that is most likely to be the easier or the less, let's say the less not risky even, because there's risk in it all. Trying to choose the best option that is more likely than not going to lead you to your destination in a safe way, as quickly as possible, as safely as possible, with as little damage. Whatever the conditions are, you want to arrive there the best way you can. So in every moment there is this decision, going left or going right. Now, which one is more likely? There's no guarantee, but one option is going to be more likely than the other to bring you to your destination faster or more safely or with less collateral damage or with whatever, with less expense or whatever it might be. Okay? Whatever is optimal for you. But there are a lot of choices that you're going to be making moving forward as we head toward that Empress energy. I think this card's also about change, harmonious change in your life. And so I feel that wherever you are right now, this idea or this promise or this prospect of headed toward the Empress energy, right, of saying, hey, let's go to Big Rock Candy Mountain. Yes, because you're looking to improve your situation as it is now. You're looking to transcend. You want positive change, and so sometimes we've got to take a little bit of a inspired but perhaps a blind leap of faith, right, toward this future that you want, because things can't stay the same. You're looking to improve your life, whether this is, emotionally or financially or spiritually. We're looking for positive changes, and so this is one of those opportunities, right? And I think this is a pretty good prospect. Okay. Mystery card. I almost forgot. What could the mystery card be? I think maybe more earth energy. We want to see a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, right? Let's see you arriving at the 9 of Pentacles, arriving at Big Rock Candy Mountain, right? I think 9 of Pentacles would be perfect. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Well, it's a Queen of Cups. Well, we were talking about the absence of the water energy and how the Empress sort of contains all of that water energy. Well, yeah, here's all that water energy. And now I think this is you sort of recognizing that, hey, this was it, right? And maybe this is the energy that you need before you embark on this journey, to say, you know, is this really what I want? Is going to that Empress energy, is that the destination that I'm really in love with, right? Because this card really is sort of about examining ourselves, being honest with ourselves emotionally, and kind of saying, what do I want? Okay, I know what I want. I know where I want to take my life. Is this worth the risk? And in some ways, the Hanged Man is kind of saying, what have we got to lose? Right? You have the energy you have the right demeanor to respond to challenges, to respond to any variables in a very calm and reasonable and healthy way. So to pursue this goal, to pursue what you really truly love and desire and want for your life, what have you got to lose? Yeah. I think this is going to be very good. I think this is going to be a very big win for you. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Taurus, Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Also, subscribe to the Dove and Serpent bedtime stories. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.